Well, needed a bit of thinking. Just a little devious. And I got all my pieces mixed up again. Don't need those. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. That's what I need. And okay. Now, I figured this one out. So these shapes are the same as these shapes here. So if you just put a blue line through there, blue line, blue line, blue line, blue line, blue line, you spell an O, and then these ones are actually that kind of diamond shape here. So then that just goes down, up, down, up, down. There's your W, and then there's your L. So it actually, you know, if you make lines, if you orient those shapes and you make lines down the middle with these shapes and you make lines down the middle correctly, it does spell O-W-L. So then we have our answers. So the first pair was flower and book. And the second pair was frog and note. And then the last pair was harp and owl. And that gave me the letters R-E-A-D, which comes from here, R-E-R-E-A, and then over here, D. And then I have a W-N and an S and an A. So W-N-S-A, if you shuffle them around, it's S-W-A-N. So read swan, read swan. That's all I can make sense of it. And there are lots of swans on here, but then this puzzle does have weird little corner marks. There's a solid corner and a hashed corner. So the back of all of the puzzle cards for the white envelope have a lot of little codes like this on the back, and those don't play any role in this or the previous puzzle, so they must play a role in the last puzzle. So then that made me think maybe something in the first puzzle, the first envelope I opened, is relevant to this. And this crossword puzzle has little corner marks too. So there's a corner here, there's a dotted corner here, and it's the same size of puzzle. So I solved this last time mentally, so now I've got to do it. I don't want to soil it. So swan would be the fourth one, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I found this, you know, again was the bottom, and then going down I found sing was there, and then second letter I would have to be kiss, K-I-S-S, and then a two-letter word, there's only one, so that'd be P-M. I'm doing this on white paper instead. And then emu is only one with an M in the second position. Now across the top I need a four-letter word that ends with a three-letter word. So that'd have to be page, because P-A-G-E, and E starts the word elf. So then I need a three-letter word. So that only leaves 0 over here, Z-E-R-O. I did this all mentally before. So then the last letter is an O, so that'd be, no, the last letter is an R, so that'd be or, O-A-R, and then I've got Z-O-O. So I think I've replicated that word fill-in puzzle. So now swan is P A-G-E, so P-E, and then another swan is an E again, P-E-E, and then another swan is L in elf, and then another swan is, that's the word peel, P-E-E-L, another swan is P again in P-M, and another swan is U in emu, then going across all over there, and that is Z, peel, puzz, puzz. Now puzz sounds like puzzle. So then the next one is the second one, Z in zoo, boom. That makes sense. So peel, puzz, and then K-I in kiss, and then N-G, N-G, peel, puzz, king. Peel, puzz, king. Okay, so matching up this puzzle with this puzzle, identifying all of the swans and the position of the swans, and then synchronizing it with the letters that I put into the word fill, I get the word, I get the hint, peel, puzz, king. So peel, puzz, king. Peel, puzz, king. Ha! This guy on the blue envelope, you can't really see him. He's the puzz king. He's the king. So now I get to open the blue envelope. Boom. So now I'm on to the last part of this puzzle. Okay. Well, I will reveal this and do this next time, because now my brain is fairly fried from sitting here looking at that and trying to figure it out, and looking through the other pieces and trying to find a piece that's synchronized. So that's my brain work for today, and this has been another 7 minutes. But I do want to try something else that might be a little easier. Now this art crystal jigsaw puzzle from Spirited Away, Sento Chihiro, has Kaonashi. So let's just see. I've wrecked this box. Oh, it's taped. It's not sealed by any kind of machine, I think. Or maybe a machine does just rip off pieces of Scotch tape and tape something shut. But anyway, pull this out. Oh, that has a lot of pieces. How many pieces are there? I thought I would just whip this puzzle together, but it has a lot more pieces than I thought. And right now I'm, 126 pieces. Nope, I'm not doing that tonight. There's 126 pieces. I mean, I could do it, but not on camera. That'll take a lot more time than I thought. And then I was going to put into this frame, but I won't. So anyway, I've used my brain to do that puzzle. It's a fun puzzle, you know. You just have to sit and think it out. Some things are intuitive. Some things it's easy to overthink. Realizing that some of the pieces do kind of overlap and fit together, that helps you solve it. And then figuring out that some pieces are necessary to understand another puzzle, even though you've solved this one. And then seeing that pieces from a previous envelope are referred back to when you move on to the next set of pieces. So I think I've got the parameters of what's allowed, and not overthinking things is important, because sometimes it's just fairly obvious. Like I'm drawing lines, like those shapes, you know, those are the same shapes that made up those abstract things. But I could suss out that it was probably the word owl, just based on the pictures in that puzzle. Like you have to draw a line between two matching pictures, which means there can only be one of each picture. So all of the single pictures had to be part of that puzzle. So that left me with music note, harp, frog, book, flower, and owl. And owl was only on the left, and there were three little shapes, so that's a three-letter word, it must be owl. So a lot of it is just intuitive and logic and elimination. But now I know the parameters this puzzle pack allows for, and you can go back and use other elements in the next envelope. The envelope might refer back to it. Now the back of those pieces have these grids with letters, and some have colored corners, and there are like icons like puzzle pieces and keys and things like that. And it does say you should prepare scissors. So I haven't written anything on any of the pieces. I haven't like filled in any of the blanks or filled in any of the puzzles. I could do a lot of it in my head, or just putting it on paper just as a reminder was helpful. But I don't want to soil this too much, because I'd like to pass it on to someone else who's interested in doing it, if I have any people around me who want to give it a try. But if I have to cut pieces and then put them together and orient them to solve the last puzzle, that would make it, that would really eliminate the replay value. You know, there's no replay value for me because I'll have solved it and known how to do all the puzzles. But the replay value, in the sense of lending to somebody else, would be damaged. I'll have to wait and see. I'll look through the sky blue envelope and see if I can do it without cutting things up. If I have to somehow replicate those on paper, you know, with my pen or with a pencil, maybe I can do that. But if I have to cut them up, I have to cut them up. So I have to wait and see. But it's fun. It's nice. Doing crossword puzzles is nice, but you just have to know the clue and have enough knowledge to figure out what the clue refers to. Other things like spatially orienting things, or eliminating things to find what you need to solve the puzzle. There are so many more things than just a simple crossword puzzle that I want to do to stimulate my mind. And I've got this, this jigsaw puzzle, which I'll probably make a video when I'm done this. Or maybe I'll do the jigsaw puzzle instead of this. But how long would it take to do a 126-piece jigsaw puzzle? If I did a piece a minute, that's 2 hours. But I wouldn't do a piece a minute, would I? I'm sure it'd be faster than that. But getting started, sorting out corners and edges. I haven't done a jigsaw puzzle in probably 22, 23 years. I did a jigsaw puzzle, I think the last time was for a movie I filmed with somebody way back in like 2000. So I was going to say 20 whatever the year was, but it's just 2000. Back in 2000, or maybe it was the spring of 2001. So now it's 2023. So that's literally, 22 years ago, 21 years ago, depending if it was 2001. 21 or 22 years ago. Yeah, I think it was 2001. And yeah, that was a big jigsaw puzzle, like over 1,000 pieces. And I had to finish it in time to shoot the movie. I had to finish it completely and then break it into sections so that the character in the film could dump out the pieces and then start assembling it and sort through the pieces. But then, cutting back to show the progression of the puzzle. Some sections would have to be finished and loose pieces would have to be scattered around. So making it, gluing it so that it stayed together, and then separating it into sections to simulate the progress of assembling the puzzle. And again, I had to finish it. I did it every night after work for a couple of hours for a week, and I barely got it done in time. And it was just an annoying puzzle because a lot of it was a painting, and the foreground of the painting was this river. So it's basically this muddy gray, brown, dark blue mass. So all of these pieces look the same. They look the same color, very tiny differences, but a lot of them were just the same color, literally. And then buildings with stone walls, but a lot of those walls were just the same kind of nondescript, color. So there were no visual cues. So you'd have to actually look at this and say, well, there are three pieces projecting out, one piece curved in. So then I've got to find a piece that matches that shape, or this empty spot has two sticking out and two that are cut in. I have to find a piece that has two out and two in that orientation. And then you just try them in different positions, and eventually it just became a race of trying every piece until one fit that spot. And once that was cleared, a lot of the rest of the puzzle got easier because it was buildings and trees and there were more visual references. Now this one, around the outside there are a lot of different shapes and colors. Then the rat and the bird, but the bird is gray, the rat is pink, how nice she's face. Then all of this black part, that's just all black. Okay, so I'm not gonna make that video right now. Anyway, the first video was about half an hour, this one's about 17 minutes. So I think that's enough. I'll upload these two videos and just let people know how I've been spending my day. So today the weather was nice yesterday and today. I went out for walks, went out for a walk about an hour each time. Enjoyed the weather, saw some cherry blossoms. I saw a crane yesterday and I just watched it striding, in the river, down the embankment. It was in the river. And then it kind of noticed me and was, watching me out of the side like birds tend to do. And then he just took off and flew about 20 meters, 30 meters down the river and was walking around there. I guess he didn't want somebody peeping at him. But I want to make some concrete plans for next weekend. I want to get up early, go out, take a walk, maybe even like within an hour or so of the sunrise, because I tend to wake up at weird times on my days off. Especially Saturday, earlier shift than usual, come home earlier than usual, do all my stuff earlier than usual, and then I'm tired, so I just crash earlier, so I wake up a lot earlier than I normally do. So hopefully get out and take some pictures of spring coming into being. Anyway, that's all for today. Thanks for watching.